the difference between poor countries and prosperous countries is one: rule of law. And rule of law means bringing the powerful under the law. So what is happening in Pakistan right now is the struggle to bring the powerful under the rule of law. So this is the struggle going on. And so the lines are drawn. There are people of this country who are desperate that the powerful are held accountable. And then there is a whole lot of what we call mafias. Mafias who have prospered under this unjust system, where they have been privileged, where they have been above law, where they can do anything. And this is not just restricted to powerful politicians. It's about media owners who are beneficiaries of the system. And then there are, like sugar mafia, and then there's the cement mafia, and, so all these mafias, cartels have developed. And they want to protect these privileges. They do not want to accept laws. In Pakistan, the regulators, government regulators, who are supposed to, like the Competition Commission, which is supposed to stop cartelization, and then like SECP, which is regulates the industry. All these regulators have been hamstrung by the powerful mafias. There are about 900 cases against the regulators, which is stopping them from functioning. And there's about 250 billion rupees which is stuck up because of these stay orders. So the powerful have actually hamstrung the regulators who are supposed to check and protect the public's interest. So this is the battle going on in Pakistan. And it is a tough battle, because you're up against powerful, small but powerful elite. And I'm afraid certain media owners are part of it.
And a final question. What would you say to the allegation that the anti-corruption campaign is an attempt to get rid of political rivals?
You see, this is now the, firstly, I noticed that whenever actually in any country, if a politician is held for corruption, and I see that in South America, in South Africa, ex-President Zuma, they all claim political victimization. But in our case, these two families have been ruling for 35 years, taking turns to form government. Twice, Asif Zardari, who's head of People's Party right now, twice he was put in jail by Nawaz Sharif. And the cases against Nawaz Sharif were made by Asif Zardari, not by us. And their corruption cases were reported on BBC. Both have had BBC documentaries on the corruption. There were then books like The Way of the World. There's a book published abroad which mentions their corruption. So I stood against the corruption for 25 years. So 95% of the cases against them have been made before we came to power. They haven't been made during our time. What they are pressurizing us is that we should give them some immunity from corruption. We should give them amnesty, because that's what General Musharraf did in 2008. He did the biggest damage to Pakistan when he gave these two families what is called the NRO, which is basically he gave them amnesty from their corruption cases. They came back, and in 10 years, they ruled for 5 years each. Pakistan's national debt went up 4 times. From 6 trillion debt, which was accumulated over 60 years, in 10 years, it went up to 30 trillion. So we are today suffering. Our country would be quite solvent today if we did not have to service the debts taken by these people, these two families, and especially in the last 10 years when we were sunk under these debts. So we have to service those debts. If today Pakistan was not under the burden of the debts taken by them, we would be a solvent country. We would have money to spend on a human development.